When the Sioux Falls Canaries were good, they were dominant at the birdcage, going 36-12 and 39-9 in their playoff seasons of 2008 and 2010. Over the last 8 seasons, though, they've only had a winning record at home once, which makes their 6-2 start at the birdcage this year a reason for optimism. Canaries looking to finish off a 9-game homestand with a sweep of Gary, and the Budweiser Clydesdales were there to see them off as they get ready to head on a brief road trip. Bottom one, Birds down 2-0. You can see this pitch off. Clint Coulter with a no-doubter to left center field, his 4th home run of the season. It was 2-all. Gary trying to get back on top in the 3rd inning by testing Canaries catcher Graham Lowe, and that was a big mistake. Zach Wells gunned out at second base. Nice throw by Lowe, who also had to strike him out, throw him out double play in this game. However, later in the inning, Randy Santiesteban rips one fair down the left field line. Gary goes back in front on the RBI double, 3-2. The wind was blowing out, and usually that means the balls were following. And in the 4th inning, this one off the bat of Mike Hart certainly did. It's a 2-run shot, his 2nd homer of the year, as the Birds retake the lead 4-3. And they would add some insurance in the next inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Kevin Taylor, that's a home run on a silo, but it's an RBI single here that scores a pair of runs. The Canaries finish off the sweep. They win 6-3. They go 7-2 on the homestand. They'll head out to Milwaukee. It's actually going to be played in Kokomo, Indiana, because Milwaukee Stadium isn't ready yet. Again, brief 3-game road trip before they come back home this next weekend. In the majors, the Twins wrapping up their 10-game road trip with a rubber game in Detroit. Fast start from Minnesota, already 1-0 when Nelson Cruz hits a 2-run rainmaker, his 11th of the year, and 4th straight game he's homered as Minnesota's up 3-0. Top 4, that lead trimmed to 2, if I can say it. Miguel Sano goes oppo, his 6th of the year. It's 4-1. That was the start of a big inning. Eddie Rosario up later with a couple men aboard. He singles back up the middle. That'll easily score Byron Buxton to make it 5-1. Next man up is C.J. Crone. Thought he might have left the yard too. He'll settle, if you want to call it that, for a 2-run double. Minnesota plates 5 in the inning and goes up 7-1. Then in the 6th inning, the Twins start leaving the yard again. It's Buxton with a no-doubter, his 8th of the year, to make it 11-1. And in the next inning, a little bit of Minnesota Twins history. Rosario up. He'll club a no-doubter to right. That's his 19th homer of the year. The Twins' 125th home run before the All-Star break. That ties the franchise record. There's still about a month to go. Anyways, the Twins do get the victory by a final of 12-2. Jake Odorizzi with his 9th win, but the story, the Bombas squad, making some history and leaving the yard yet again.
Well, you just have to focus on a daily basis, you know. You cannot get caught up in numbers. At the end of the year, you can see them, you know. Right now, we just focus on a daily basis, make sure we prepare for every game and just go out there and battle.
Final day of the Lewis and Clark Legion tournament down in Yankton. Sioux Falls West won their semifinal with rival Renner 10-2. However, they're losing the championship game 6-2, that game in the 5th inning. Though it's only been about a month since both the Aberdeen Wings and Sioux Falls Stampede each won their respective league championships, both teams begin the process of defending their titles this week. The Aberdeen Wings hoisted the Robertson Cup as champions of the NAHL back on May 14th. On Tuesday of this last week, they began reloading for the new year by selecting 10 players in the league's entry draft. They'll hold their main camp next month, in which they'll cut down to 30 for training camp. The Sioux Falls Stampede finished a sweep of Chicago to take the USHL's Clark Cup on May 17th. This week, they're hosting 100 players for their tryout camp at the Shields Iceplex. You could call South Dakota the state of junior hockey, since last season marked the first time since 1977 that both the Robertson and Clark Cup champions hailed from the same state. And it's no surprise that these organizations share a mutual respect for each other, as well as passionate fans that elevate the organizations.
Well, I can tell you, you look at Sioux Falls, I got to look at Scotty Owens. You know, Scotty's paid his dues. He's done such a tremendous job in all the years that he's been coaching. You know, when I grew up coaching, he was a guy that I looked up to. But to have 2 cups in the same state, I think that's awesome. I think that's a story in itself.
Scott Langer does a wonderful job at Aberdeen, and I congratulated him after the Robertson Cup, and he sent a note back, hey, let's keep it in South Dakota. You know what, I just think it's the support from the community and the fans. And it's a good hockey state. I mean, it's growing, but the fan support's great in both spots.
Stampede Tryout Camp runs through Tuesday and is open to the public. We'll have a link on our website, KDLT.com, after the show. We'll be right back in one moment.